Hello, brothers and sisters. It's Mike from We Are the Saints. I have a message for all of us, and it's been a while since I've been on, so I just wanted to let you know that everything is okay. Just been taking some time off. I've been very, very busy, and so with work and with family, but just wanted to let you know that everything is good. Everything is fine. Just the Lord and I have been talking, and we've been, I have been going through a bit of, some time with the Lord, just me and Him, and things that I've had to work through, or I've had to work myself through, just for growth, just for refinement, just, to make sure that I'm sort of staying the course. There's been a lot of things going on, and I felt myself being kind of pulled away from the Lord in the things that I would normally do with Him. And so I kind of felt like I needed to get back to the basics myself and kind of pull away from some of the distractions. I haven't been on the Discord much in the last 6 weeks or so. That's basically by design. There was just a lot for me to do in other areas that needed attention, and I just had to put my efforts there. And same with the channel. I haven't been doing a lot of videos, but I have been speaking with the Lord. So I have quite a few messages here that are kind of grouped into one. And I asked the Lord if this was okay, and He was like, "Yeah, just send it all. Just put it all out at one video. There's no need to make more than one. It all flows really well." And really, it's just about conversations that I'm having with the Lord about certain things that would benefit you, and I'd say benefit me. And so, to that end, I want to say that there have been a lot of people who have been doing a lot of work behind the scenes while I have not been here. And to them, I want to say thank you very much. It's nice to know that other people who are obeying the voice of the Lord on this particular channel and are managing things behind the scenes. It's nice to know that you can hear what the Lord's asking you to do and continue to do it, without me having to be present 24/7. So for me, it's been a real blessing, and I just want to say thank you for those who are listening, and you know who you are. So thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. And the Lord also thanks you. So that's the two part to this, is that the Lord has seen what's been going on. He's seen what is happening behind the scenes, and He knows that He is able to pour out His graces onto you because you just keep going. It's difficult. Doing the work of the Lord is difficult because you're always meeting resistance. There's always resistance somewhere, which originates in the Spirit. When you are walking in the Spirit, you're going to get resistance in the Spirit. It's just the way this world is. And if you're not meeting much resistance, then it's because the enemy doesn't see you as a threat. As soon as the enemy sees you as a threat, then it begins to form battle plans against you and for things to come at you to try and get you off course. So for those that understand what I'm talking about, blessed are you, and I am blessing you with my own mouth. And I want you to know that you will receive blessings and graces from the Lord because He sees what you're doing. I also wanted to say that there will be more messages coming. It's going to be more consistent now. This time of year where I live and what I'm doing, and what my family does, this time of year it's summer. It's the summertime. Summer season is very short here in Nova Scotia, Canada, and so we try to take advantage of it. So between my children, my family, my extended family, we do a lot in the summers. So besides, my work has been extremely busy as well. So it's just been a very busy time for me. And I very much appreciated your prayers, because there have been some ups and downs in the last 6-7 weeks. But I appreciate your prayers. I know many of you have been praying for me, and I ask you to continue to pray for me and my family. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. But thank you. So I do have a message for you, and I hope it resonates with you. This is going to be a long message, as you can probably tell by the timestamp, but it's very beneficial. I think you will. I have something that I'd like to say throughout and probably at the end. But the first thing I want to say is, my role and the role for this channel and for those on the Discord who are volunteering and are managing some of the content, is our role here is to, we're like a beacon, we're like a lighthouse in the storm. We are one that is crying out in the wilderness, telling you to make your paths straight. We are just average people, just trying to do what the Lord wants us to do, to show you Jesus, who Jesus really is, and his love for you, and show you what Jesus' character is really like. The Jesus that I met 7 years ago, it's my duty to try and explain to you who that Jesus is. The Jesus that loves you beyond measure, and he wants to speak to you, and he wants you to hear him, and he wants you to understand how much love is the most important thing, and that he never condemns you. So that's our job, to sort of point you in the direction of who Jesus is and develop a relationship with him, so that you can hear from him yourself and for his direction for you in your life. That's all our role is. We do not expect you to take us as a replacement for the Lord. We don't want that. We will not accept that. We will help you to have a better relationship by telling you what our experiences are, what the Lord is telling us, and what the Lord has shown me over the years. I give it to you freely, as best as I can. So that is our role. That is my role here as the leader of this channel, the manager, what have you, a messenger, if you will. And some people don't want to hear this. Some people do want to hear it. Some people will hear the voice of the Lord speaking through me, and some will say, who do you think you are, speaking on behalf of the Lord? And to that I say, even Jesus in his own town, his hometown, was rejected by the people who knew him the best. They didn't believe he was speaking as with authority. So the only authority I have is the authority that's been given to me by the Lord to give his messages out, to speak about what he wants you to know. So that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. And our hope is that you will go on to Discord and be part of that community and help one another and use it in your daily life. We all have things that we were asked to do by the Lord. We were born to do. And these are tools to help you to do that, to succeed in that area, whatever that area is for you, whatever the Lord has placed for you, who you are in the body of Christ. What part are you? What's your purpose? So, and we just want to accentuate that. We want to accelerate it for you. So that's what our goal is. And so there's a message here that pertains to a lot of things that are going on in the world right now, and I'm sure you're going to really enjoy these messages. Again, it is a long one. Bear with me. I'm going to be speaking through it. The Lord has asked me to sort of add to it when there is context that needs to be added, so to kind of give you an idea of what the Lord was talking about, what we were talking about, what was the circumstance around it, to give you better clarity. But yeah, and without further ado, I think I'm just going to dive into the messages, and then I'll have a little something to say at the end, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's what the Lord wants me to do, but I will let the Holy Spirit just flow through me with what he wants to say, what the Lord wants to say. So the title of this was I Miss You. So I came into the Lord. It was after maybe this start of these messages started in July, and it had been maybe 2 weeks into July before I had come to the Lord for the first time in a couple weeks. And so when I first came to him, I said, Lord, I don't feel that I'm worthy to even come in your presence. I even had that sense of like, I'm coming to you, but I don't really feel like I really deserve to come into your presence. And immediately the Lord replied. He said, but you are here, and I am glad for that. So I said, I'm sorry, I've been really busy lately. I'm just trying to get things done, both at work and at home. And the Lord replied, I know, but I miss you. I miss our conversations and the ones that you don't write. So I replied, I said, I do too, Lord. I wish I could do this all the time. Talking about you is one of my favorite things to do. The Lord replied, I love it too, my dove. So I asked the Lord about something that was going on around the 1st of July. I had this in my mind. It kind of came to me when I was speaking to him. I said, there's been a lot going on with the Discord that has been a distraction. And the Lord immediately came back and said, yes, and it's all going to calm down now. This was by design. There's no need to worry about it. I have my spirit on all of you to do what I have called you to do. Just keep doing what I have called. So I said, okay, Lord. I said, I won't bother you with this anymore. I know this is just distraction. And the Lord replied immediately. He said, my son, it's no bother. It just doesn't need to be a distraction for you. You have enough on your plate. So just do what I have called you to do and leave the rest to me. And now when he said this, he immediately brought into my mind the 99 to the 1, where he leaves the 99 and goes after the 1. Or, we do the 1% and the Lord adds the 99%. That's exactly what he reminded me of when he said that. So I want to talk to him about something else that came to my mind. And I asked him, I said, can we talk about the spoken word you gave me? Now, the spoken word that he gave me was in my sleep. And it was in the first week of July. I can't remember the exact date, but it was around the first week of July. I had been given a spoken word in my spirit, and I was very curious about this. So I said to him, can we talk about this? And he came back and he replied, he says, I'm glad you asked. What do you want to know? And I said, we had a long conversation. I remember talking to you, but I can't remember all of it. Just the last part when you said, you have 2 more years. And then I woke up. Why can't I remember the whole part of this conversation? And the Lord came back. He said, I won't let you remember the conversation because it's not for you to know right now. I assure you, my beloved, you asked your group and those on Discord to pray, and those prayers were answered. My children, Michael felt the pain in my heart and knew something was imminent. He knew by my spirit the world needed prayer, so he reached out to you and asked you to pray urgently. And pray you did. My precious children, your prayers have been answered. Yes, your prayers were a beautiful offering to our Father, and he was moved to tears, as was I. So I was delighted to tell you, you all have 2 more years to gather my sheep. Now I know what you were thinking. Are you coming back in 2 years? I did not say that. I said, you have 2 more years to sow seed, and after that, we'll see. And when he was saying this, it reminded me of something that happened 5 years ago. And I said, Lord, I remember about 5 years ago, you said that we had 5 more years, and something was supposed to happen back in 2020. The Lord came back and replied, that's right, something big was going to happen, and instead you had a virus that was not as severe as initially planned. That was my hand in this, and many were saved because of prayer. I asked him, Lord, what's the so I'm gonna stop there for a second, because I remember this conversation well back then, where even in 2020 he had said you have 5 more years, and I knew what it meant. It meant to gather souls, to work in the harvest, to be a laborer, to plant seed. We got 5 more years, because I know from my experience with the Lord and the conversations I've had, we are the last generation. This is it. There is no other generation after us, and the Lord's returning. This is it. I just don't know when, but I know it's in my lifetime. We're the last generation. So when he said that, I was reminded of what he had said 5 years ago when he said we have 5 more years. So after that, for me, I was satisfied with that. So he said we have 2 more years. 2 more years to gather souls, to be laborers in the harvest, to sow seed, okay? To help shepherd the sheep. So I don't know what would happen after 2 years, but we've been granted by the Father 2 more years because of your prayers, because of your actions to lay down what you were doing, to pray for this world, to pray for the lost, to pray for those in darkness. And this is a sincere thank you from me, from the Lord. And when people say to me they're not sure if their prayers are answered, I always tell people the Lord will always answer your prayers. It just may not be the way you want it to be answered, but he always answers prayers. So I moved on from this question, and I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, what's the next step for this channel? I feel like there is something on the horizon for us. The Lord replied, he said, indeed there is. Someone will supernaturally reach out to you and open a door that you have been seeing in your mind, things that I have been showing you. And when he said that, I was like, wow, that's really exciting, Lord. That's very exciting. I'm looking forward to hearing from this particular situation, a person, or an entity, or whatever, for this channel. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's great. And the Lord replied, yes, my dove, but first we must learn to conquer our flesh. At this point, I knew this was the meat of the conversation. I knew he was getting into something that I needed to hear, that you needed to hear. So from here on in, it gets pretty heavy, but I'm just going to read and go on for a while, and then maybe I'll have a comment later. But the Lord began. My beloved children, your flesh is of no help to you. Be ever so vigilant in your walk with me. Guard yourself from the enemy. Your life has many challenges, and I allow them to happen, both good and bad. Why? For you to learn to be more like me. This is not easy. That is why I said that the flesh is of no avail. It is my Spirit that guides you to holiness. Your family is a good example of how I teach you to walk in my Spirit. If you are happy-go-lucky, pleasant, patient, and easy to be around at work or in public, but then when you get home with your family, you become irritable, impatient,